Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of
How We Talk Podcast.
I've never come in like that.
Well, that was weird. That's first.
It's kind of like a game show.
That was like a game show.
Copyright.
Oh, we can't do that.
I don't think so.
All right.
Anyway, I'm Izzy.
And I'm Fitty.
And like he said, this is How We Talk Podcast.
Podcast. I used to hate when you did that. Not hate. Hate's a strong word.
It is a very strong word.
It's a strong word. I was always like, why does he do that? But now it just grows on me.
It's
Yeah.
catchy,
Now I know why he does that.
It grew on you so much, your hair got out of hand.
Right? It's all out of control.
What are you wearing, dude?
I'm wearing a Sandra. Wait, what's the name of your boutique? What's
Sandras sewn to serve.
Sandra's sewn to serve.
Say that 10 times fast.
Sandra's sewn to swerve.
Yeah, there you go.
No, you don't swerve. You serve.
Serve.
It's a gorilla?
It's a gorilla. Yeah. So let's
Monkey
introduce
gorilla.
our guest. Our guest is my sister, Sandra Avendaño.
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
It's Alvarado.
Oh, okay. wait. Legal name?
Legal name is Alvarado,
Oh, okay.
but yeah, Facebook is Avendaño.
You're going back to the maiden name.
That's right.
Yeah.
We'll get into that a little later. But
There's a blue front gorilla.
dude.
Is that
So
what you call
what? Yeah. So that was another thing. What's up with the blue? So obviously behind me, you guys can see that there's a.
Oh, he even has abs.
That's right.
I didn't even notice
Nice.
that. Dude's got a six pack.
It's all about
Yeah.
the detail.
Yeah.
Nice.
So is it how many? What kind of pack is that? Is that
It's
a
a
six pack?
six-pack,
It's a
no-
six pack.
no nipples.
Most gorillas have the 8-pack though, don't they?
No nipples.
No
Oh,
nipples.
They do. They have an 8-pack.
No nipples. That's like the old school Batman suit with no nipples.
He didn't have nipples?
No, not the old Batman. No, Batman never had the nipples on his suit.
Dang.
It was the Batman with what's that guy, the hottie, the one that everybody likes from ER?
George Clooney.
George Clooney. When George Clooney came out with his, then his suit had nipples, and everybody was flipping out about
His
that.
suit did have nipples, and it had a nut print on it. Yeah.
Did it?
I think so.
The nut print?
Yeah.
Nah.
Anyway.
I don't remember.
Oh,
So, yeah, I mean, me neither. I read it.
right.
I read it.
You read it once. Yeah. So this gorilla thing.
Yes.
How did this come about? Like you just go,
Well-
let me make your gorilla suit.
No, actually, my son wanted to be a gorilla a couple years ago for Halloween.
Yeah.
And he said he wanted to be actually a monkey, but it's really a gorilla.
Oh.
And he wanted it to be blue, and I kept trying to get him to look more natural, and he's like, no, I want it to be blue. So we went with blue.
That's cool. That was his choice then, the blue.
Yes.
All right.
Reminds me of like the old school Dumbo movie when they trip out or they're all drunk and they see like different colored animals and stuff. That's what I would see if I was tripping out, like a blue gorilla.
Oh yeah.
Different color elephants, pink
Yeah.
elephants.
Yeah.
Do you remember those movies though? Like as a kid, you're like, this is amazing, and now as you get
Yeah.
older, like, no, they were high.
They were
Yeah.
real high.
They were
Alice in
high.
Wonderland.
Oh,
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Tripping.
Right?
Tripping.
They're selling them as
Blue gorillas.
yeah.
That's where blue gorilla.
The caterpillar that was smoking, right? It got
Yeah.
everybody high.
Yeah.
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 I'm gonna take this off because it's getting really
Yeah,
hot.
please do. We were at Disneyland the other day, and my son goes, was it Alice in Wonderland with the Cheshire Cat?
Yes.
He called him the Chester Cat. I just started laughing. I don't know why that just popped into my head, but I thought that was pretty funny. He's like, I thought it was Chester, Dad. No, that's Chester the Cheeto.
That's right, Chester
the
Cheeto.
Cheeto.
Cheeto. Crazy.
Feel a lot better now.
Well,
yeah,
yeah.
that thing is hot.
And you got a haircut too.
Oh, you saw that?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. But
Really
you saw
good
how
job,
much
dude.
I had. It looks like a bird's nest, bro.
Oh shoot.
I don't know if it because
Trying to let it grow like me.
Yeah, I was trying to do it, but my hair's not like yours. It's not gonna work out.
Oy.
I'm already getting divorced to that idea.
Yeah.
And then plus my forehead's getting bigger.
Damn.
Have you noticed that? Like every year, not you.
No.
Every year I've
You wear
noticed
a lot
my.
of hats.
I do. Maybe that's why.
You're a hat guy.
Yeah. But every time I take off my hat, try to dress it, and comb it for like a, church when I go every once in a while.
You go to church?
Yeah.
Excuse me. Say what?
Nice.
Excuse me. Say what?
Well, lately I've been going a lot more because Vincent has catechism. So,
Oh, yeah.
but anyways, so yeah, my hairline is growing. It's just getting bigger. Next thing you know, I'm gonna be like LeBron James when he first came into
I
the
don't think
league.
it's growing. I think you're losing hair.
Yeah,
right?
it is. The hairline's getting a lot bigger, but
He was trying to get around that.
yeah. Well, now, so what I'm doing is I'm letting it grow long so I can comb it down. You know how a lot of people have that comb over?
Oh, no,
I'm gonna
don't
comb
do
it
that.
down.
Don't do that.
Please
And
don't
I'm
do
gonna
that.
shape it. I'm gonna put some hair gel and then shape
Do
it
you
to however
remember-
shape I want.
This is
Maybe
go-
I'll put
we're
a
going way
W.
off track, but
West
do you
Side?
remember taking a picture, the double mint twins, and it was you with a shaved head, and it was the background was Wrigley?
Me personally?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
There's a picture floating around like that?
Oh yeah. I'm gonna send it to you.
Yeah, you gotta send it to us. We put
My
on the
brother
show.
did it, and I thought you knew about it.
He did. He did
It's a
that?
Photoshop.
Oh, it's a
A
Photoshop.
Wrigley's Double Mint
Uh-huh.
gum, but it's a picture of you
And who
with
else?
a bald head. You 2 times.
Just me. Oh, me
Two
twice.
times, yeah. But with
Yeah.
a bald head.
Yeah, I remember. You talking about that rebel look, right? Oh wait, bald head.
Bald head.
Oh, I've had my.
What
I've-
rebel
Yeah.
look with the bangs?
Do you remember the bangs?
Oh, that was such an ugly look.
Oh wait, bald head.
Bald head.
Oh, I've had my.
What
I've-
rebel
Yeah.
look with the bangs?
Do you remember the bangs?
Oh, that was such an ugly look.
Oh, I did it, dude. I
Did you?
You remember when I
Your
did
brother
that, right?
did it.
It was yeah.
Yeah, that's
Well,
right.
he did what I would do, right? That's
Right, okay, yeah, of
younger
course.
brother, right? But you remember that, right? We used to, because that was when I used to hang out with her a lot when we were, when she was I think 18, maybe 19, and I was like 15, 16.
Yeah.
So for sure, yeah, I would get the jeans
Yeah.
and then cut
Yeah.
slit the sides,
I have a picture of us like that.
yeah, with the white shirt,
Mm-hmm.
white shirt, and then roll them up. That was a shirt. I was dressed like that back in the day when I saw Oscar De La Hoya. So this must have been in 98 or 97 because he was a champion in 97
Yeah,
because he won the Golden Gloves in 95
sure.
or 96. I think, right? Anyway,
Yeah, I don't fact check.
okay. So he was champ and he just became the champ and he was at West Covina at the Edwards Theater. Were you there?
No.
No? Oh, I remember the I think their last name was Avena. No.
Mhm.
Yeah, the family?
Mhm.
Ramiro.
Mm-mm.
No, that's not wrong.
Is that
Wrong last
oatmeal?
name?
Avena is loose.
Oh no. Ramiro.
I remember their last name.
Oh, okay. Well,
Nena.
yeah, Nena,
Yeah.
Ramiro. All right. So I went out with them. We went out as a group, and their sister, was it Araceli or?
Mhm.
Okay, so Araceli, I think I've told the story here, right?
That's the younger one.
I've never heard it.
But she was older than me.
Sure.
She still is.
Yeah, Ramiro and I are the same age.
Okay, then yes.
Yes. So we went out, and anyways, so Oscar signed my chest, right? He grabbed my boob. He signed my chest. Yeah, straight up. He even went like this with his thumb. He rubbed his nipple right there. Rubbed my nipple. But he signed my shirt, and then he signed some napkin that I had. Well, because I was in the restroom with someone. The Oscar's in the hallway
Yeah.
at the Edwards right there, West Covina. So I'm out there with a towel, with a napkin, and he signs the napkin, and then he signs my shirt, and then I'm walking around, and I'm like, cool, I got a shirt signed by Oscar De La Hoya, right? And at that time, he was just barely coming up, right? Whatever, hometown hero kind of thing.
Right.
And then she goes, oh, Fidel, I think we went to like for ice cream or something like that, and she goes, can I have that shirt?
Oh, you did say that.
Yeah, and I was like,
One of the episodes.
Really?
yeah, sure. So I gave her the shirt, right? Thinking like, all right, cool. I'm being like the cool guy, right? The stud, the hero. I'm gonna hook her up with the shirt. Never heard from her or them again. They moved out, whatever. But she said thanks. And I still had that napkin. I threw it away because I don't really care for autographs so much anymore. Never knew what happened with that shirt. I don't know if she.
Well, you gave it to her.
I know, but I don't know if she like.
Yeah.
Did,
Shouldn't know what happened to it.
I get it, but like, did she frame it? Did she
That's
do
none of your
do
concern.
justice to it? Like I would have put like some boxing gloves, frame
Yeah,
a picture of him. Like that's cool, right? Cut out the sweat stains that I had in there, but do something cool like that. But anyways, never knew of it, and
Here, but
it is what it is.
Huh.
But anyways, that was a rebel look. You see how that story went all crazy?
Yeah, over her hair,
from
over
her
your-
hair.
Over
from a
your
receding
forehead.
receding hairline.
Anyways, so back to your costumes. So that's you do the costume designing thing or a costume,
No, I went to school for fashion design.
Oh, okay, that's right. You didn't go into it wasn't for Hollywood.
No.
Oh, okay. I thought she was Hollywood. See, I don't know much about her. We're gonna find out today.
Isn't it sad? We're
It's very sad.
siblings
He's like,
and
yeah, when we were younger, we were closer. Now, not so much.
No, so
It's called being married, growing up, having kids,
yeah.
Life.
family. Hmm.
Yeah. So you went to school. What school did you go to?
Brooks College, which no longer exists.
Wait, why'd you pause? Is that because it
it's
doesn't?
sad. It does no longer exist. So
What? Just no funds? Wait, does your degree still hold up?
I don't know.
That's
why,
interesting.
That's why that hesitation of yeah.
That's something that we should look into.
Yeah.
Maybe we should do that for her as a show.
Yeah.
Look into that.
You shouldn't have hesitated though.
Yeah.
You should have been like Brooks' finest. You know what I mean? Like
Brooklyn's finest. Is that what you're trying to think?
school of.
Well, I mean, I
collegiate
still
sew-
learned, and
seamstress.
I was able to.
A degree's a degree. I don't see
Exactly.
why it should devalue
Just
it.
the school
So
itself is
you
the
went
one
for
that-
design.
Fashion design.
Fashion design. So I know fashion design, you do a lot of actually making and sewing.
Right.
Right? Is that where you became a seamstress?
Yeah. Well, I started my first anything that I made was in 7th grade.
What was that thing
I
you made?
took home ec in
Oh, I remember those.
element and junior high.
Yeah.
And I made a skirt for myself,
Mm-hmm.
a circle skirt, and I've always loved the whole 50s.
Aren't they all
look.
circle?
And no, some of them are pencil.
Because
some
their
of
waist
them are
is around
A-line,
circle,
and
right?
Right.
A circle skirt
Circle
is
print?
cut in a circle, and then you just cut the hole in the middle.
She goes, what is that thing called?
A dress form.
A form? So I'm thinking,
A
when
dress
she
form.
said, where am I going to put
Like-
the form? I thought right here. I was
like
like,
to
yeah,
write it
here's
out?
cool, yeah.
Like a what?
She goes,
Hey,
you guys,
no lie.
you guys will call it a
I thought the
mannequin.
same thing, only I didn't bring it up. I just let her complete her sentence. So she goes, oh, you know, like the tall one, like the mannequin. I was like, oh, exactly. I knew exactly what you're talking
Oh, yeah,
about.
mannequins. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But so you made a skirt in 7th grade.
In 7th grade.
Wait, was home ec, was that where you got to choose whether you want sewing or cooking, or you
Yes.
do both? Because I don't remember sewing anything.
You get to choose.
Okay.
Oh,
Because I took
And
home
I
ec.
remember I took
Mm-hmm.
sewing 7th grade and cooking 8th grade.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
I think I did. I don't know if I did sewing, because I know I didn't make anything. Do you remember if I ever made anything?
A pillow?
So maybe I did,
Pillowcase.
huh? Maybe I did do sewing.
Pillow.
So then cook, that explains a lot, because I do, like, I see my own rips when because I rip my shorts a lot or whatever. You know,
I
like
can fix this.
live. So
In the front.
yeah, you know. So I rip them a lot, and then I sew my own. I sew my own buttons. You know, I'm pretty familiar with the needle and the thread.
That's good.
Yeah.
So
But-
are my boys.
But properly, because there's a
Oh,
proper
yeah.
technique to sewing
Yeah,
buttons.
there's there's
Right?
there's
Yes.
multiple
Not just
ways,
hole
but
here, hole
No,
here,
there is.
hole
It
here.
depends on the slant of the buttonhole.
right. You see, I knew that. I didn't know.
Mm.
But I mean, it is what it is. It's still holding up the button on the on my
Yeah,
shirt.
I mean, yeah.
But if you
could
wanted to
just
make a
loop.
nice fit,
Yeah.
if the buttonhole is going up and down, then you want your thread to go up and down. If it's going sideways, you want the button to be.
Thank you
sewn.
very much.
And that's our no. I didn't know that. I didn't
Yeah.
know there was a technique or method. To
I
it.
never took
just-
that. I had shop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that explains a lot. That's why
Yeah.
you make stuff.
That's
with,
why I make
you know,
stuff, yeah.
wood stuff, and me. I
remember sex ed.
I remember that.
That's the only one I
Yeah,
remember.
yeah, I remember that.
But
But
when
you
you
must
said
have failed. Ooh.
when you
Okay.
when you said home ec, I was like, oh yeah, there was home ec.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do they still have home ec?
No.
What?
No,
Not, in,
it's
not
not.
in junior high.
Not in
and I
this-
don't even know if they have it in high school.
Not in this time. No
Actually,
way. 'Cause
yes.
Everybody could do everything.
No, in high school they do have it because my boys had that option, and I
Oh,
believe
okay.
one of them took. No, they both took cooking.
Oh, did
Really?
they? Wait, do they
Could
cook
they
at the house?
cook?
They make their own eggs.
That's cooking.
Okay, that's good.
Cooking.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's cooking.
Yeah. I made an egg sandwich today.
Mm-hmm.
I'm 38
She's
years
like-
old. It's the first time I ever made an egg sandwich.
What about chicken?
Nah, I don't
You
know.
should be able to
I
make
cook-
rice.
I can grill.
cook a lot.
I can grill.
Yeah, I grill a lot too. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
But
good.
so back to your the school, the degree.
Yes.
Brooks Fashion.
Brooks College,
Where was that at? What city?
Long Beach.
In Long Beach.
Mm-hmm.
So the degree that you got, was it specifically for fashion or for
Correct.
design?
Fashion design.
Fashion design.
AA in fashion design.
AA in fashion design. And how have you used that so far? Wait, when right out of college, how was it for you trying to get yourself a
I was where I interned.
right?
They actually hired me,
Mm-hmm.
and I was there for a few months until they sold the company, and they couldn't take me with me since I was still new at it.
Yeah.
So I had to put it off. I actually didn't have to, but I put it off because I was too afraid in such a competitive industry to go out and look. And I didn't want to drive all the way to LA because I didn't really have a car or a license.
Mm-hmm.
So I put it off.
Yeah.
I picked it back up a few years
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
later.
Yeah.
How many years later?
I actually started sewing for people here and there. Like I remember making my sister's quinceañera dress.
Oh, really?
I did.
You made that one?
You didn't know that.
I knew that. I was just joking. It's just for the show, Sandra. Come on.
Yeah.
That's good.
I made her quinceañera dress as well as my dress for that day.
Yeah.
And after that, I would just sew here and there for a few people, but not just family.
Yeah.
Again, I put it off for a couple of years, and then I picked it back up about 12 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I started with alterations.
Yeah.
I would just do alterations. That's all I would do. And
What's alterations?
alterations is if you need me to hem up your pants to
Oh,
make them
okay, yeah, yeah.
shorter,
Okay.
or
To fix the slit on the side that you use.
Exactly.
Like if, like for the rebels.
So
yeah.
that button
Right.
back on.
Right, yeah.
That rebel life, you know.
You got rid of the docks. Okay.
Yeah. So I didn't want to do that. I wanted to make clothes because I had already made, I had made my own wedding dress
Yeah.
at the time too. So I wanted to make full outfits, but I wasn't getting those requests. So I was just doing the alterations. And as much as I didn't like it, I learned that that's what helped me to improve my technique when I did make the big projects.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Makes sense.
yeah, once once I started the alterations, they just kept coming more and more, and eventually I started getting requests for other things.
Yeah. Like these, like this
Like
costume.
the costumes.
back here.
Costumes I did for about a good 5 years. I didn't do any last year.
Mhm.
I got busy at work,
Yeah.
but I want to pick it. I'm trying to pick it back up again.
This is the year we're gonna pick it up, right?
Yes,
Just 1
this
year.
is the
Took a
year.
little break. Okay.
Yeah.
They know what that means.
Definitely.
More customers, right? Because they're gonna be like,
Yes.
"What happened with Sandra?" And now
And
they're
then
gonna,
once they see
that's
this,
gonna blow it. Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
my
Oh.
God. Are you kidding me? Don't even get me started. So,
Yeah.
again, her name on Facebook is Sandra's.
Sewn to serve.
What?
Sandra's sewn to serve.
Sandra's. I can't do it.
Sandra's
10 times
sewn to serve.
Sandra's sewn to
are
serve.
you on Instagram?
You
My
need to get an
Inst-
Instagram
I
for
don't-
Sandra Sewn.
Yeah, I don't have one.
You need to get
I
one.
have a
Need
personal
to.
Instagram,
No.
but not for.
You need to.
Yeah, no, you don't want
Business.
dick pics and stuff. You'll get dick pics. You don't want to get that
No,
on your personal. But
Oh,
I don't want
yeah, no.
those kind of pics at
No.
all.
but
Did you saw this?
sorry.
No, thank you. I'll pass.
Now she's gonna get them all. Damn.
Oh,
No, but
dang.
yeah, for sure
Hey,
get
that guy follows us.
for sure get an Instagram though, man. I think I think Instagram because
Anywhere.
you can
Any
take
social media
anything that
platform.
you do, like as soon as the project is done, you take a picture. I'm sure you could do
I
it on
used to do
Facebook
that all the
too.
time with Facebook. So my Sewn to Serve has pretty much all of my projects that I've done, every costume and stuff.
Yeah,
But like I said, I haven't done anything over a year and a half.
yeah.
So I haven't posted anything.
Here's the thing. So with your Instagram, if you do it on Instagram, which way more people are on Instagram than they are. Well, I don't know if they are. There's way more people on Instagram, but there's more people that use Instagram a lot more
Right.
than on Facebook. Facebook, they probably just go in there to check certain key things that they take. They don't really go to
Right.
people's timeline, just because it's a bunch of
Right.
junk, right?
Right.
Bunch of videos that are reposted and all that. But if you get your Instagram and you post it, you can send it directly to your Facebook.
Right. I didn't know that.
Oh, okay. I thought I was teaching her to do something. Dude, I don't know. It's my older sister. I'm the younger brother that's got to
Yeah, I
teach her,
get
but
And as your older sister, I do teach you a lot of things, or I have taught you a lot of things.
yes,
right?
I have learned a lot from you. Yes, like the button sewing. That's some of the things. And
Oh, I thought you guys were gonna go on it.
No.
so, but man, lost my train of thought. What was I saying? Instagram.
Instagram
Yeah.
and all that.
So, anyways, the business, it's gonna boom if you keep at it, right? This year, like you said, you took the break, but get on Instagram. It's just easier. It's fun. It's a lot more fun. Pictures, right?
Yeah.
The comments. But anyways, I was referring to this earlier. What dress is this? It has to be one of those princesses, right?
Elsa.
Which one is
Frozen.
that?
That's what it
Oh,
is.
Frozen.
I was
Because I was
thinking,
thinking Cinderella because she wore a
No.
blue dress,
The
right?
blue.
Mm-hmm.
But Elsa.
No, yeah.
You're
So
really
what
good
are-
at your princesses?
I'm dude,
Yeah.
bro. Look who I grew up with. She has all. It's all
love
princess.
Disney.
Yeah.
Really?
That's why when we were talking about
Yes.
this Disney stuff earlier
Yeah.
and how everybody's getting high and all that.
Yeah.
Do you remember the sex innuendos that some
Oh,
of
yeah.
these Disney's like the mermaid, right?
The Little
The
Mermaid.
bird,
Little
the
Mermaid.
Even the Lion King.
what else did I say?
too.
Bird.
Lion King.
I was gonna say the bird, right? The boner, right?
Yeah.
That was Little
When he
Mermaid.
was marrying the mermaid
priest?
and Eric.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
The
then
priest, the castle.
the penis castle, right?
The penis castle. Okay.
And then and then the other one was what?
I
Lion
saw
King?
it, Lion King.
Lion King, the smoke,
says,
or the
mhm.
the
What it say?
Sex.
Boom.
Yeah.
There's so many,
There's too many.
way too many.
For it being children
Yeah.
movies.
Do you think that these Disney movies right now they still have them? It's just that
Yes.
we're not we can't figure them out yet.
No, they
Right.
still do.
Oh, have you been figured out
Some,
any of them? Which
yeah,
ones?
some.
Do you know any?
No,
top
not
nine?
off the top of my
Oh.
head, but
That'd be interesting.
Yeah, it's all out there.
Yeah.
You know.
That's funny though. Well, so what's one of the most common or most asked or requested costume costume requested?
Well, I started off doing just different. What I guess you can say specialize in
Mm-hmm.
is costumes for church.
For church.
For
Okay.
church.
Like
Oh,
Noah.
okay.
Like for Camp Jubilee is what we call it. Instead of, because I don't really celebrate Halloween, so instead of doing the whole Halloween stuff, we go to church and they dress up as biblical characters.
Oh, okay.
So I do a lot of those.
Like
Like Noah.
Like yeah,
Moses.
yeah.
but I do more female, like Esther,
Boaz.
Mary.
No Goliath. Is that
That'd be cool.
is that a
No, but I
biblical?
did do a soldier once, like
Oh, okay.
Like a Roman soldier. Yeah, that would be.
I
Yeah.
did do that once. I've done also like what is his name? The cousin of Jesus.
James.
No,
John
the Baptist. I've done.
Oh,
him.
okay.
I've done a costume for him.
James
too.
is his brother. Sorry.
How'd you get that
I
wrong?
know.
Come on, man. You're the baptism guy.
Baptism.
Yeah, I saw
Yeah,
on his
yeah.
story today. He's
Part
like,
of the baptism team at
yeah.
church.
So he dips people in water,
Yeah.
right?
Well, not yet.
Oh, not
But I
yet?
have. Yes.
Oh, you have, but
Yeah.
not yet.
Not yet.
You just get everything ready for them.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you're almost. You're the assistant to the dipper,
Yeah.
The water
Sure.
dipper.
Yeah.
Assistant to the dipper.
Assistant to the
Wow.
dipper.
Yeah. Well, that's cool. So the church
I
ones you
get
get
a lot of biblical
more of those.
characters. Yes.
Okay.
That's cool.
Right on.
Mhm.
What's the most fun one that you've done?
Fun.
Yeah.
I really
Other than
had
this
a-
gorilla, because this gorilla's insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have fun with every costume because they're all different and I only make them once.
Uh-huh.
I've done Selena for a little girl.
Ooh.
Yeah, the
Bitty bitty bum bum.
the
Nice.
purple dress.
Wait,
I have,
they let the little girl go out there with that little
I
dress like
know.
that?
yes.
So she-
I also made the little coat that
Okay,
she
good.
wears.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. Yeah.
I've made. Do you remember A League of Their Own?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So for Andres and Jennifer,
Yeah.
I did.
Oh, that's right.
I did the
Wait, who?
peach.
Andres and Jennifer.
No. I know.
A League of Their Own.
A League of Their Own.
Remember that? Tom
The
Hanks,
baseball movie?
Gina Davis.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I did the
Madonna.
baseball player. Yeah, the baseball player
Madonna, that's right,
and
Rosie.
the coach.
Oh,
I did
okay.
them,
Cool.
the costume for them. I had a lot of fun with those.
That's cool.
That's cool. I do remember that now.
Yeah.
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 Your
That's
sister
cool.
made it.
Yeah, she did it.
Okay.
Yeah. I thought they had bought that at a store.
Oh! It's kind of like an insult, but like a compliment. at
Yeah,
the same
right.
Wait,
time.
why
That's
is it
good.
an insult?
Well, because you know.
Because I'm like brother and I should know this stuff.
Yeah.
That's why.
No, I took it as a compliment.
Boom.
Thank
That's
you.
good.
Oh.
Yeah.
But that's another thing. So for those of you out there that are thinking, oh, how much are these costumes? Don't think about how much it's costume. Think about the quality of costume you get. You know.
Well, you get what you pay for.
Yeah, well, exactly. So when you get one from like
Yeah, the
Party
Supp-
City,
Party
whatever, you know, you're
It's
gonna
a
get this
one-timer.
vinyl plastic thing that's gonna tear right away.
Yeah.
Hey, and if you're into that, that's cool, man. Get one of those. You know, the tearaway costumes. Hey, whatever party you go to. But if you want a nice, legit one, I mean, this fabric, this material, is this a costume or is this an actual
No,
dress?
this is
Oh,
my,
okay.
my dress.
Oh, I thought this was like a Dorothy thing or.
No.
Oh.
It's my dress and my apron, which the aprons actually, that's where my name came from. Sewn to serve. I sew the aprons so that you can serve people while you work.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's good.
nice.
That's good. It's a nice apron.
Thank you.
And then you
Nice
have this
dress.
French made
Mm-hmm.
one right here. That's pretty cool too.
Yeah. So when there's
In Mexican weddings, the groom wears it too.
Yeah,
So-
there you go.
Really?
You ever heard that?
No, I've
You've
never.
Never heard that?
Oh wow.
Tell them that story about the Mexicans, Mexican weddings.
So I guess in Mexican weddings.
You like that?
I'm going to a Mexican wedding in Mexico.
Are you really?
In July, yeah.
All right, this is a Chicano thing. It's not in Mexico.
Yeah. No, it's just, the woman is supposed to be the one that cleans,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
That's the
in
old traditional,
wedding-
yeah.
So at the wedding, they turn it around and they put the apron on the man and they give him a
okay.
broom, and it's just a little fun dance that they do.
Yeah,
Did you
That's
do
how
that
it
at your
is.
wedding?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I had
Yeah.
my mom's like probably the first one to, hey, hurry up, make sure you
Yeah.
don't forget the yeah.
We'll post.
I've seen some people. No,
Yeah.
I've seen some for the grooms that aren't Mexican, like or either they're just not traditional like that. I've seen some of the moms of the grooms get really upset.
Yes, that
Really?
actually
Really?
happened at one of our
Yeah.
family
Yes,
members.
yes. I
Really?
don't remember who it is, or
I can
maybe
tell you, but
Because
I don't
you
want to
didn't
say
stay
oh,
just in
okay. She doesn't want
case.
to say it.
You didn't stick with tradition.
No. They opposite. They got
She
upset
got
because
upset because my son's not going to be no housekeeper.
yes,
for
he ain't
sure.
fucking yeah.
Oh shoot!
He ain't wearing no yeah. He ain't
Yeah.
wearing no apron. That was cool. That was fun.
You don't remember who it was?
No,
Do you want me to say it?
say it.
Uncle Daryl?
It was Uncle Daryl.
Yes.
Oh, fuck, it was Daryl.
It was his mom.
Daryl
was his
is
mom.
my cousin Jasmine. Remember Jasmine's lashes?
Yeah.
So her dad.
Her dad.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Oh, okay, so
But
that's
it
what it
wasn't
was.
like him. It was his mom that was
Yeah.
like, my
Yeah,
son's
yeah.
not going to be. you know?
Yeah. And
Proud
yeah,
mom.
Yeah.
that's funny. That's cool.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Should I say it?
should I say it? Of course you say it. Yeah, we don't sugarcoat and we don't filter anything out.
Yeah, that's right.
Cool.
And we also don't research anything either. But well, that's cool. So, but this one you said is actually it's not a costume. This one's something
no,
that
this
you
is
actually
my
dress.
that
Like
I,
a summer dress that you wear.
yeah, I wear it for church for the most part.
Okay.
And
No.
the apron, we have women's teas at church once a year, and I made aprons.
For the
sold-
women. Oh, okay.
And one year I actually sold them. After that, they'll request them. But I usually wear this apron, which is it's time for a new one because this one's already dingy. But
And how come you don't? How come you never thought of just sewing a whole bunch of them and going out getting like a little pop up at the what is it called, the
Farmers markets.
farmers markets that they have here West Covina, Covina?
I have
Yeah.
considered it. I just, you know how people are afraid of failure? Well, I've failed so much. I'm literally afraid of success. What am I going to do with all these orders and how am I going to complete them on time and get them done?
No, that's still afraid of failure. That's
Well,
still,
yeah, because I'm going to fail in completing the orders.
Yeah.
So,
Just get, hey, now that you have boys that sew, you can have them help you out.
well, they do little stitching. They don't like,
Oh.
no, so like I sew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool though. You should definitely try
Little
to get
pump
into
shop
that
would
like
be
that.
cool.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Just a little hobby, little thing to do.
Yeah.
But like you said, you're busy, a lot more busier now.
Hmm.
But
Especially now with the kids and their sports
Yeah.
and me working full time
Yeah, yeah.
outside of the home.
mhm.
So it's a little harder,
Yeah.
which is why I had to refuse every costume order that I received.
And
this
how was
past-
that from doing it for so many years? I remember you did it. It's
It-
been years that
it,
you were doing it.
It is heartbreaking because I love to sew, and for me to have to tell someone no, it's just like,
Yeah.
you know, like it hurts
Yeah.
to have to say no to something that you love to do.
hmm And that's one of the things is like, one of the things that I do this podcast is like, what's my passion?
Mm-hmm.
And I couldn't answer that question. You know, like I'm passionate about a lot of things, or I like a lot of things. I don't know if I'm passionate about one thing, and I talk a lot, so maybe this is it. That's why we're doing this, and that's when we don't get paid for this. We just do it because it's fun. You know, we get to
Right.
talk to people, and one of the things is we talk a lot is about people's passion, and the most important thing is if you can make money off of your passion, then now you're good, right? So the goal is you're gonna have to grind it out, and you might have to have that full-time job, and then
Yeah.
still work
Right.
hours and hours in that garage sewing your shit so that you can do your
Right.
passion,
But-
and eventually that passion will surpass, right?
Can I tell you a little secret?
Sure.
Something you probably never knew.
What?
This is the first time.
There's a lot of things that I don't know, so it might not be much
This
of a
is the very
surprise.
first time
Yeah.
ever in my life
Yeah,
that I've worked a full-time job for an entire year.
yeah. That wasn't a secret to me. I knew.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's why I was unable to juggle work and life.
So that schedule was new to you.
That was going to
Yeah.
be one of my questions to you was, how was it from you, the adjustment from being a housewife, all
Stay-at-home mom.
when did you guys, that whole separation divorce thing happen?
It has been about 7.5 years.
That
now.
long?
Yeah.
Damn. Oh, yeah, it's been a long time.
I mean,
'Cause-
divorced about 4 years, like legally divorced.
Yeah.
But separated 3 years more on top
So
of that.
7 years in total.
Mm-hmm.
So for 7 years, you were a stay-at-home mom. 6 years, stay-at-home mom. And then all of a sudden, all right, I'm going to go work.
Well, no, I started off part-time. Remember, I worked part-time for an entire year. At,
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, once you got into the work in this field, whatever,
Mm-hmm.
how was the adjustment for you? waking up at a certain time, making sure that all the kids are in bed or ready for school, and then you have to
Horrible.
go to work.
I hated it.
Yeah.
I hated it.
Mm-hmm.
But eventually you get used to it.
Yeah.
And it becomes my children are my priority.
Mm-hmm.
So they motivate me to get up earlier than I'm supposed to and do what I have to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's been cake.
I don't want to call it cake.
Yeah.
I mean, you know.
But it's different. I mean, now you're there 8 hours.
Yeah.
You gotta have you take your lunch from this time to this time. You know, like it's not what you were used to for the last 6 years.
Right.
You know, or
True.
longer.
However, I actually enjoy it. I love what I do outside of home.
Mm-hmm. Talking to people.
I do talk to people, and I'm a people person. I like to have conversations, and I'm almost always smiling. So I'm a receptionist. I answer the phones and I greet people. I'm like the first person that they see when they walk into the facility. And sometimes the patients will just come and sit in front of my desk and talk to me.
Yeah.
I actually have to get told, okay, that's enough, you know, because
Talk too
I mean,
much.
I do my work. They know that, you know, okay, hold on, let me answer the phone, or let me go do this, or let me do that. But when I'm sitting there not having much to do, they come and talk to me.
What kind of patients are there that you're seeing?
It's a skilled nursing facility / subacute. So after, like, let's say surgery, they can't go home right away because they need therapy, rehab, some sort. So they go to the facility, and they can be there anywhere between a few days to a few months. But it's also a long term. So it being a long term, obviously they're there until they call it expire, which to me it's they pass away.
No, but I think we all have an expiration date. I mean,
We-
some of
we
us
do.
know, some of us know when it is, a lot of us don't.
Well, I don't know if we necessarily know.
Some people know.
You know, it's coming
Well, I mean, they're
soon.
given.
Right.
They're given a time.
Right.
Yeah.
Would you want to know when you're gonna die or how you're gonna die?
No.
I wouldn't.
No, choose when or how.
Oh, would I like to know when I'm gonna die or how I'm gonna die? I'd like to know how I'm gonna die.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
No. Mm-mm. Neither.
You know what?
Nah.
Because
No. I want to enjoy life.
yeah. No, it's
I'm learning to enjoy life. Why am I gonna all of a sudden start having this pressure of like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna die, and this is how I'm gonna die. Make sure to don't do this or don't do that. You know, no, I don't want to know.
That's true. You make a good point, but I do like thriller movies. So for me, it'd be fun because I'd be living a thriller movie every day, right? But that's an interesting
It's
question.
crazy, yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask
Well, what about you?
Oh yeah. Boom.
when.
When?
Yeah, to prepare for it. I don't care how, because if you're gonna die, you're gonna die.
That's true.
You know, you might suffer a little bit, but
But maybe you can try to alter it. I'd probably do that.
Yeah,
I'd
that's
probably be
good.
trying to alter how I'm gonna die every single time.
Like
But
that
you
one
don't
movie?
have a choice. That's the given. That's how you're gonna die.
That's right.
Yeah.
She's right. She's right. You're gonna.
Fuck.
And that's why I'm the older sister.
How often do you get orders to do clothes for somebody and not just costumes?
Not as frequently.
No.
No. But I do get them once in a while. Just not as frequently. It's not because they're not as inexpensive as if they would be at a store. I usually get them for like theme parties. So it's still
Makes
kind of a
sense.
costume.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah.
When did you become passionate about that? About the costumes and the seaming or sewing and all
Sewing. When the orders started coming.
that. Yeah.
I mean, I've always loved it. I've always, like
So
I said,
you've
since I was
seen
in
a high of
7th
it.
grade.
You've seen a high of it. So why are you afraid of failure? Because you've seen success with it.
I have, because I don't charge. I wasn't charging what I deserved, and I felt like I was starting to get taken advantage of. And in order for me to have an actual business and survive and not have to go outside of the home to work, I had to stop. Otherwise, it wasn't going to happen.
Yeah.
I mean, I needed to be able to survive, you
Right.
know, and have extra money. I would like to have a savings like everyone else, you know. So now that, like I said, I've been at the full-time job for a year now, and that drive is coming back. Like I want to sew. I want to make my own
Yeah.
clothes first of all, because obviously the way that I dress and the style that I like is very expensive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So if I have tons of fabric at home, and if I can just use that to make my own clothes, it can branch out to other people.
Yeah.
And I mean, they're not as expensive as the store because I don't have an overhead, but at the same time, it's not as inexpensive as
Right.
the least expensive stores.
Yeah. And what would you say? You said your style. What would
My
you say that your style is? Is it like that old school, like with the hair, like the Betty Crocker from Flintstones or whatever hair, or Betty? No,
Vintage.
Betty what? Vintage? Oh, is it vintage?
Betty Rubble?
Betty what?
You said Betty Rubble
Yeah, that one.
or Wilma?
Oh, Wilma, the one with the red hair. Yeah, yes.
I used to have red hair, not
That's
anymore.
right. Yeah. Oh, I remember did a side by
You
side
did.
of
Wilma
Wilma
Flintstone.
Flintstone.
You used to have red
and,
hair like that?
Huh?
Like
I
red
used to
hair?
have
Yeah.
bright red hair,
Yeah.
yes.
with the curl.
This guy.
And then he did it because I had the pearls.
Oh, that's
Oh,
right.
the
that's
giant
right.
pearls?
Yeah, yeah,
Well,
yeah.
mine weren't giant. Mine were little
Oh,
regular.
regular pearls.
But
Yeah.
he still,
I still did. It was a
Yeah.
good comparison.
it was pretty good.
It was pretty good.
Yeah.
Because I was wearing a white
I should have
polka
morphed
dot
it, huh?
blouse.
Oh, okay.
I should have morphed it.
Yeah.
Morphed it.
That
Yeah.
would have been good. But so your it's vintage. You said your style.
Vintage.
Oh, okay, vintage. That just means old.
Yeah, I like to dress like the old style. It's the best style. I mean,
Yeah.
it's more modest. It's
Old's
more,
cool, man.
Old is cool.
Yeah.
Old's cool.
What would you say that you've seen Israel dress? How does he dress? What's his style?
Casual.
Huh?
Casual.
Casual. Oh, what
Casual
about-
cool.
What about me?
You're more
Sport.
kickbacks. Yeah.
Sporty.
Sporty,
Sporty dad.
athletic,
Sporty dad.
Mm-hmm.
sporty
Like-
dad,
Yeah.
athletic dad. Let's say
Yeah.
athletic. Sporty
Athletic,
just sounds like
athletic
sporty
dad.
spice.
Coachy.
Coachy.
You remember that time? Remember that time you took off your hat? It's like you look like a director right now. The director has that coach with the whistle. And
Oh yeah.
Athletic.
Athletic dad.
Athletic-y.
Athletic dad without the athletic bod. You know what I mean?
You
But we'll
said
get there.
athletic dad, so it's okay.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Dad bod.
Sure.
Athletic dad bod.
Dad bod.
That is yeah. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
That's good.
Casual cool.
Casual, cool. I like the casual look. Yeah.
All right.
He's working it.
Yeah.
So I was gonna ask you, going back to your college thing. After I never asked you this, and I always wanted to ask you, why didn't you just get a job? Because for me, it was always the way we were raised together, same household. If you didn't know that,
Just in case.
in case you were wondering,
Yeah.
I swear to God, she's my sister though. So we were raised the same by the same parents.
I'm not adopted.
No,
I'm not
she's
adopted.
not.
You
I don't
told
know. I did do
every-
the 23andMe, and then
Dude,
I'm
you
waiting
told
for you guys to
everybody-
do it so that we can make sure.
You
That's
told
right.
everyone in high school that I was adopted.
I know. I was
Oh, yeah, all the sisters
I was
were
a jerk.
adopted. My
But
sister
you know
was
what?
Oh my
adopted.
gosh.
But she looked different than us. We were all dark. She was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah,
hey,
still.
how about you go out in the sun for a little bit? You know what I mean?
No, because then I turn red. I
Yeah.
don't get brown
Yeah.
like you guys,
Yeah.
which I will always
My
want.
dad is actually, no lie, he's really like light
Light skin.
Really?
skin. Yeah, but he's
He's
been
just
out.
always working out in the sun. Yeah.
He's always in the sun, and he's got the big, the beard over here, the hair everywhere. So all you see is skin is right here.
Mhm.
You know, that's all
Yeah.
you see
Yeah.
with the hat. Anyways, going back to all that. So the way I was raised was you work. You know,
Mm-hmm.
if you're not gonna go to school and educate, you work.
Right.
So I did that right away. I had to go get a job. Right.
Mhm.
I wasn't gonna go to school, so I had to go get a job. That's probably me. So, why didn't you just go out there and get a job? And when I say that, I'm like, go to like industry and start sewing at a factory, at a shop.
Out of college,
Yeah. Or we know when that job expired, that job,
my intern.
yeah, your internship.
Because I was very focused on the relationship that I was in
Uh-huh.
and ready to get married.
hmm
Mm.
And
That'll take away.
I think I wanted more the family
Yeah.
than I wanted a job.
Okay.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Do you think you would have been stuck at this factory job for years and years if you would have gone that route?
I don't know. I cannot answer that question because I don't know what my mindset would have been like.
Yeah.
I might have, but I might also have had the drive to get out and do better for myself.
hmm
I mean, I
Oh, of
don't.
course.
Yeah, I
I
don't.
don't think you go.
If anything, I would go for the experience to
Yeah.
learn how to sew, kind of
Yeah.
like what I did with my alterations and stuff in the
Mhm.
beginning.
Yeah.
But I don't think I've ever wanted, like, people always tell me, have your own line. And it's not that I really want to have my own line or not. It's just people tell me, this is what I like, this is what I want. Can you make it for me? Sure.
Yeah.
I've made bridesmaids dresses. I've made like I said, plenty of costumes. I have made Mother of the Bride dresses. I've made wedding dresses. Mother of the Bride.
Was that a movie?
I don't know. You
Oh.
tell
Father
me.
of the Bride was.
Yeah.
Oh,
Father
oh,
of the Bride. I don't. I've been asked to make suits.
Oh wait, I'm
Oh,
sorry.
that'd
You
be
took
nice.
that that was a literal thing. A mother of the bride, like the bride's mom.
Yeah, I made the dress for.
Sorry, dude. I thought it was like a type of a dress.
Oh, I got it. I got it.
Thank you.
I was going too deep into it. Go ahead. Sorry.
I don't know where I left off.
Suits. Suits.
Oh, I was asked. I've been asked a few times to start making suits.
Oh, nice.
That'd be cool.
So
And have you ever thought of it? I
I-
know you have a pattern for it, right? Because you said you wanted to make
yeah,
me
I
a suit
have-
one time.
Right. And I have the fabric
Yeah.
too. It's just a matter of doing it.
Oh, let's do it. I'm ready.
All right. Let's
You
Yeah,
can
what
do
would you wear
a
a
custom
suit to?
suit. What I wear?
Where?
Wait, a wedding, church,
Oh, it's okay.
church.
A wedding. We'll stick with
A
the
wedding.
wedding.
Yeah. Well, I got a wedding on Saturday. You think you'll be done by
I
Saturday?
cannot make you
Dang
a
it.
Oh.
suit in 5 days. No, I
All
can't.
right.
Sorry.
You're just not willing to take that
The challenge, not with an 8-hour job. No.
Yeah, okay.
And then kids practices.
Yeah.
No, I can't.
So your kids have practices.
Yes.
What kind of sports are they playing? I already know the
Um,
answer, but I'm just asking her.
Yeah, no.
What?
Our
I
audience.
said I already know the answer, but sorry.
Oh,
She can't
okay.
hear because she didn't take the headphones.
Oh, that's
so
right. You don't have the headphones.
No.
Okay.
Purpose for the headphones.
Got it.
You could hear everything.
The oldest,
Mhm.
Adonis, he plays basketball in high school.
That's a cool
And
name.
Adonis.
Yeah. I don't think I ever told you that because I've known your kids.
Yeah.
But Adonis is a very cool name. It's a Greek god, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Son of Hercules, right?
No.
I believe.
Yes.
Yes.
Adonis
believe
is the sun god?
the name means perfect male form.
Wow.
Hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that's a
That's
Very
a
strong.
strong name to live up to.
yeah, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you seen him?
It's tall and thin.
He is.
He's not yet a man though, so
Yeah, he'll
give him
get there.
time.
A lot of time, please.
But he could definitely say that he has like 1% body fat.
He probably
True.
could say
Yeah.
that.
True. What does
So-
your name mean, man? Come
My
on.
name?
Yeah.
My name's Faithful.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh, okay. Cool.
yeah, that's right.
Nice.
And your other son?
And Nathan plays football.
Oh, okay.
He plays football. He was playing for the Vikings, Covina Vikings.
Whoop.
Yeah. He
They went back to back, right?
no, they didn't go back to back.
Back to back appearances.
Yes, they did. They did win 2
Yeah, I was there, man.
championships.
Yeah,
They did win 2 championships, so he does have 2 rings.
yeah,
And now he's ready for high school football.
yeah.
Nice.
Mhm.
That's cool. What now? I was hoping that they were gonna go to Covina High School because that's our alma mater. That's where we all went to.
Right.
Hmm.
They're taking a different path.
Did you go to Covina?
I
She
did
went
go to
to
Covina.
Class of '96.
That's right, baby.
Yeah.
Huh.
But
Where are they going?
They're taking different
Sweet
paths.
class.
Right now, they attended your middle school,
Royal Oak.
Royal Oak,
Hmm.
and from there they're gonna go to.
Charter Oak. Actually,
Ah.
Adonis is at Charter Oak,
Okay, he's there now.
but Nathan
Alright.
is going to probably be going to South Hills.
Well, what?
Yes.
I thought.
Oh my gosh.
How's that gonna? I mean, you're gonna go way
Well,
opposite,
yeah.
like way out there.
Well,
North
I'm
and
going to be
south.
taking him to South Hills,
Yeah,
and their dad will be taking the other 2 to
Charter Oak.
Charter Oak and Cedar Grove.
So why the separation?
Because Nathan is stuck on going to South Hills because he loves his coach from the
Ah.
Vikings. And you know what? If he's going to
Makes sense.
excel and do well,
Yeah,
then,
Makes sense.
mhm,
I guess so.
yeah.
But why not Covina High School? How come? Damn it! Whatever.
They have a nice.
I wanted to bring
district feel.
another championship to Covina High School
Yeah.
because you know these group of kids, they grow up together.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
grow up in high school and then they have this they gel. You know what I mean?
Camaraderie,
So
yeah.
the camaraderie. So, oh well, I guess South Hills.
Yeah.
But-
I don't know. I'm
yeah.
still fighting it.
Yeah.
I don't want them in different schools, but
And then you said the other 2.
I
Cedar
have
Grove,
Cedar Grove, my
Okay.
daughter, she's 8 years old, 2nd grade.
Mm-hmm.
So,
second grade. Yeah, that's
yeah,
what
my
I-
little
Yeah.
Dinah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm worried that-
Don it.
I want to make sure that someone's okay.
You know what sucks, bro? Is group messages.
Oh,
Oh,
mine.
yeah.
It's yours too. You're in the same group as
Oh,
me.
okay.
It's
I
my
was
mom.
like-
Oh,
It's my
okay.
mom.
Oh, okay.
You know they
Hi,
go
yeah, Fidel's
they go
mom.
out to an event and they're taking 12 pictures and they want to send them all 12 pictures individually, right? So bam, bam. So it's going off. and off and off.
Yeah.
Man, this is why I ignore the group.
Yeah. Do you actually jump out of the group? Because if you physically leave it, it tells everybody Fidel left the group.
I can't. I haven't done that. No.
Yeah.
Can you do it?
You can.
Oh, okay. I'll have to try it.
I've silenced the group text.
Yeah, I've done that.
And then I get out of it so I don't receive them anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's funny.
Yeah.
Like I delete it.
So your life's going to get a little bit more busier
Mm-hmm.
if they choose to go both high
Right.
schools.
Mhm.
Right.
You know, I told you about this earlier, but Adonis, the perfect male body, what is it?
Perfect male body.
What's it called? I forgot already.
That's close
It's
enough.
very close. Perfect male
Yeah.
form.
Yeah.
Perfect male form. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So Adonis, the perfect male form, he was born premature.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah. So, and I never asked you. Well, I think I've told you what happened when I was watching this movie. Lily and I. Did I tell you?
I don't know.
I was watching it. Maybe not. I was watching the movie Monster. Do you remember that movie
Mm-hmm.
with Charlize Theron?
Mm-hmm.
Some people say Theron. Some people say Theron.
Darren.
Theron.
Theron, South African girl,
Yeah.
blonde girl. I was watching the movie Monster. We just watched it, started watching it, and I was just stoked. I was like, all right, cool. Then we get the call. Hey, your sister's in the hospital. What? Right now? It's early. Yeah. All right. So we go. We run out there. I tell Lily, hold on. I go get my redeem my tickets for free vouchers again because, you know, I paid for that. So go back. We get there. And then, yeah, sure enough. So Adonis is born premature. News to me. I didn't even know what that meant.
Yeah.
I don't know what that meant. I mean, I knew the explanation. It's premature, but I'm like, wait, what does that mean? So how did you feel? Like, did you know going into that what the possibilities of something like that could happen?
Going into what?
Going into pregnancy, going into birth, giving birth, and did you know that
No.
there was a possibility of him being born prematurely?
In my case, because every case is different.
Mm-hmm.
In my case, I found out the last last regular doctor's appointment that it was a possibility. Yes.
Okay.
I have a different shape. My uterus is shaped a little different than the average person.
Mm-hmm.
So I was told that because of the shape of it, it's a possibility that he would be prematurely.
Was that the
born.
first time you ever heard something like that? Like, or did you already know what a premature baby would look like? Like that, because for me it was like
You know
never
what?
even
I don't
know.
even remember, to be honest with you. I don't think I had heard
Right.
of
So
it.
this is like the first time someone. So now you had to research it,
I
right?
had no, actually, yes, I had.
Okay.
Weddle, our cousin.
Oh no shit.
He was preemie,
But see, I didn't know
but
that.
he
I
wasn't
was a lot
as
younger.
early
Yeah.
as Adonis was.
Yeah. Okay.
So
what was going through your mind when you found out, you know, doctors now Adonis is born. He's
Well,
premature.
sorry. The thing is, our cousin Rosa,
Mm-hmm.
had given me a pregnancy book, week by week, and that week, because I would
Sorry,
read
it's a
when we.
phone. There's a phone call coming through.
Sorry.
Put it in
Yeah,
my
you can put
pocket.
it away. That week prior to him being born, I had read about prematurity.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy. I had read about prematurity.
Just coincidence?
Yeah, I had read that at this week, if the baby was to be born, there's a high chance of the baby to survive because of the medical technology that we have now.
Mm-hmm.
So when I was told, I went in because I had been spotting. So I was told that I was already dilated to 7 and that the baby was going to be born. So
How early?
okay, 25 weeks. I was
Damn.
25 weeks. Mm-hmm. So they kept him in for about 24 hours, maybe. They gave me like a shot of a steroid
Yeah.
to make sure that his lungs can open up. And then they had a certain time frame where they can give me another one. So they gave me the other one, and then shortly after that, like, there's just like no way to keep him in.
Mm-hmm.
He was coming.
Yeah.
So once he was born, the neonatal doctor, which is the baby's doctor, came and asked me, so what is it that you know about having a baby this young?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I just read on the book that given the technology that you guys have now, it's possible for him to survive. Mind you, when he had asked me that question, I had not heard him cry. I had not turned to see where he was at because I knew where he was at, but I didn't want to look.
Yeah.
But I knew they were working on him. And all he can tell me was, well, as true as that may be, it's usually for the little girls. Boys do not survive the way the girls do.
Wow. Why is that?
And
They didn't say.
because girls are more of a fighter than the boy is. I don't know.
That's true.
Lazy from birth. Just kidding.
Yeah.
Just kidding. But
Girl power.
I don't know what that was. Anyways, yeah, so that's when I still wouldn't look. So he just told me that, and then he walked away. They were still working on him. And then when they started wheeling him out of the room, the delivery room, from the corner of my eye, I saw the doctor nodding his head no, because they couldn't get him to breathe.
Oh shit.
And my mom she told me he looked purple.
Oh shit.
And that's when I turned around and looked, and that's when I started crying.
Yeah.
Because they were taking my baby, and
You still hadn't
he
held
wasn't-
him or anything?
Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing. I hadn't seen him. I hadn't held him. Nothing.
Yeah.
I didn't know anything other than they're trying to get him to start breathing.
Yeah.
That's all I knew. So I'm going to say that by the grace of God, my answer to him gave him the motivation to work on him.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm just glad he's here.
Yeah.
15 years later.
15 years later, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then as far as like the recovery, how long was he in
He was in the
hospital for?
NICU for 3 months, 1 day shy of 3 months.
3 months in there.
He was about 5 pounds when they finally released him.
Yeah.
And in that time frame, he had a collapsed lung. He had a PDA surgery, which every baby, when they're born, your PDA valve closes on its own. His never closed, so he had to have surgery, which was also very risky. And he has the scars to prove it.
Yeah.
But aside from that, he's been great.
Yeah.
Health-wise, he's been great. Everything's good.
Yeah. Funny little guy too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very silly.
Yeah.
It's cool, man.
Goofy.
And then so out of all that experience, now here comes number 2. Right? Almost immediately after.
Actually, I didn't find out until Adonis was home that I was pregnant with Nathan.
Yeah.
He was already home about a month when I found out that I was pregnant with Nathan.
Yeah.
But I was 3 months pregnant.
Wow.
So it's like so doctor, when I'm cleared to, you know,
There was doctor
kinda-
visits.
yeah.
There was a hospital.
Conjugal visits right at the hospital. Yeah, you're clear now.
Make sure the
Let's
door
go.
is shut.
Get it. Let's go. No. So all jokes aside, how did you feel though? Like, all right, you just went through this traumatic, experience.
Right.
What was going through your mind when now you find out that you're
Naturally
pregnant?
afraid.
Yeah.
I was naturally afraid that it could happen again, because once you have one premature baby, it can happen every time. Plus, I already
Are those
know-
facts?
Yes.
Like you were told that?
Yes, I was told that, because my uterus never
Right.
stretched to the full capacity.
Right.
So it thinks this is as big as I'm going to get. So it's time to deliver.
Yeah.
So naturally I was afraid. I went to a different doctor this time, and he gave me a set of rules. After my 4th month gestation, I was not allowed to have any type of arousal. None whatsoever, because that's going to give contractions. And once the baby's born, then obviously, you regular stuff. But after I turned 4 months, I pretty much was on not a full bed rest, but kind of a bed rest, where I couldn't do a lot of things, your regular things. I couldn't do. And that's why he was able to go full term.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah.
No issues.
What about
everything good?
No issues, none whatsoever. Went home with me 2 days, or the next day, or 2 days, however long.
Right.
Yeah. What about health issues? I mean,
Health?
as far as your recipe or rules that the doctor gave you, right? Like certain foods that you couldn't eat, or
Oh, well, when they do the glucose test, it was determined that I had, what is that thing called? Gestational diabetes. So I was diabetic, so I did have to watch what I ate and how I ate. Not how, but,
yeah.
whether I couldn't get angry or upset, because all of that, your sugar levels,
Yeah.
I'm sure you know. But it went away.
Yeah.
That went away after he was born.
Right
So-
on. So that, and then she had to wear on that monkey suit the whole time, so there was no arousal going on in the house.
Put that on.
You good? Anyways, so that's great. Now you got the third one.
Well,
I mean, years later,
5 years later.
5 years later,
5 years
you get
later.
the third one.
Yes.
And I don't remember how she was the term used, how she was born with her legs.
Oh,
Don't they-
bilateral clubbed feet.
bilateral clubbed feet. So when did you find out? Was it when she came out when you found out? Okay. So were you experienced on that? Did you know about that? I mean, you knew club feet, but did you know a lot of it and how your experience was going to be with that?
I didn't know what clubbed feet was.
You didn't know?
Never seen
Okay.
it. No.
Before birth was everything
Any complications or
good?
everything
Yeah,
good?
no.
Like the doctors, you can't tell that, right? I mean, maybe through the
I had
They
complications.
can. Now, I mean, now they can. They do have measurements and they it's good. Yeah.
No, actually, everything was going fine with her throughout the pregnancy. I was about 7 months pregnant. Well, yeah, I was 30 weeks
Mm-hmm.
when I went into work. I had a part-time job. I worked like 3 hours a day. I went into work and I had noticed that she wasn't moving anymore. I wouldn't feel her move at all. And instead of having my stomach up high, it had dropped drastically.
Mm-hmm.
And I asked my coworker, and I'm like, do I look different to you? Because she's not moving and I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
She's like, yeah, it looks like you dropped. So after work, I went ahead and went to the doctor's. And because I didn't have an appointment, even though I had called in advance, he said, go ahead and come in. I checked in, but I was literally sitting there for almost 4 hours. But I was so afraid that I didn't want to go in there because I was afraid that the baby had died.
Yeah.
But I went ahead, like eventually the dad, Ruben, went ahead and met me there. And he's the one that was my voice.
Yeah.
And finally they took us into the back, and the doctor was looking for a heartbeat and couldn't find it. Couldn't find a heartbeat.
Mm-hmm.
It took a good 15 to 20 minutes or so to finally find a very faint heartbeat. And he said, okay, I hear it. So she's good. She's alive. But I would feel a lot more comfortable if you went into the hospital and just get checked.
Mm-hmm.
Just, monitored.
Yeah.
I said, okay. So I went ahead and did that. And they told me that I was already leaking the amniotic fluid, which is why I had dropped. So she was going to be born.
Yeah.
And it was a very difficult decision because throughout the pregnancy, they had been telling me that through the ultrasounds that to terminate.
Oh wow! At 7 months or before this?
Before this,
Okay.
They were telling me to terminate because
Suggesting or telling you?
suggesting.
Okay.
Because obviously, I didn't
Right.
do it.
I was gonna say that we need to find out that nurse or that doctor that
Yeah.
said that. Yeah.
They kept suggesting for me to terminate because she wouldn't move.
Mm-hmm.
Her heartbeat was there, but she wouldn't move. And they even hurt me physically by trying to get her to move her legs.
Yeah.
Her legs were crossed the entire time. And because she wouldn't uncross her legs, they're like, there's a huge probability that she's gonna have arthrogryposis. And that pretty much means it's a neurological disability where she's gonna pretty much be in a vegetated state for the rest of her life.
Wow.
So yeah, that went on for about a good 3 weeks, maybe a month.
Wow.
I know I don't share that kind of
No,
stuff.
you don't.
No.
Jesus. So for 3 weeks, it's just okay. Do I not? You're talking to your husband about this. Do we do this? I mean,
Right. No, I don't believe in abortion.
Okay.
So every time that I would get, because I also had gestational diabetes with her, I had to go in every week for ultrasound. So every time that I went in there and she wasn't uncrossing her legs, the technician was like, so are you going to terminate? I mean, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
Eventually I had to tell her, I need you to stop asking me that question. I do not believe in abortion. And if God chooses for me to have a child that's going to be in a vegetated state for the rest of her life, he knows why.
Yeah.
And she obviously did not like my answer. And from there on out, she just did her work. She just, okay, everything's the same. And she would just like, all right, leave type of thing. Whatever. I would leave crying most of the time, but it is what it is. And I had a few other things going on aside from the pregnancy.
Yeah.
But I tried.
I didn't do it. She was, like,
Yeah.
I wasn't punking her.
He wasn't doing anything.
Yeah, because I know the people they're gonna be watching and they're like, well, what did he do to her? You know? I didn't swear to God I didn't do shit to her.
You didn't do anything.
It was a headlock. That's all it was. Just a headlock.
No, it was my marriage.
Also, don't curse
so.
and swear to God at the same time.
Did I do that right now? Oh, my bad. I'm sorry.
I'll pray for you.
Okay.
go on.
Anyways.
So yeah, marital issues. Yeah.
Marital issues. So yeah, going back to the hospital, they said that she was going to be born.
Yeah.
So I had all of that that I had been going through, and that she might not even be okay.
Right.
So when they told me that she had to be born, she was transverse, so I couldn't even deliver her naturally.
Just like Adonis.
Adonis wasn't regular.
Oh, okay.
And so was Nathan.
Okay.
No, Dinah, they had to do a C-section.
Oh, right.
Because she was sideways.
Yeah.
And she was in distress because there wasn't any fluid in there. And so she was born, and she was born perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Other than the fact that we found out when she was born that she had bilateral Clubfeet. Actually, they did the ultrasound, and that same day, that's when they found out that she was going to have it.
Oh, okay.
I'm like, well, what is that? And that's when they like explained to me, but that was like the least of the issue. It was trying to get her to be born and be healthy and survive. But she was born with that and a dislocated hip.
Wow. Yeah.
Which is why she couldn't move her legs.
Yeah.
Was she in pain? Or you don't know? Or did
know.
the doctors, it's a trip.
Oh, while she was inside.
Like inside
yeah.
I don't think so, because it's that's how you're formed. Your body doesn't know otherwise.
Yeah.
It's no matter how you can have a limb looking a different way, your body doesn't know that that's not supposed to look like that.
Right.
So it's not going to be in pain. It's going to be in pain when they try to, which she was, when they try to fix it to make it look the way correct it to make it look the way it's supposed to look. That's when she's in pain, because it's not used to being that way.
Yeah. So after how many surgeries did she have?
She had 5.
5. So after 5 surgeries.
From birth till now?
From birth till 5 years old. So she's been good for the last 3 years. No surgeries or anything.
Yeah. But yeah, like
it's cool.
Yeah, dude. I mean, this little girl, it's tough, dude. I mean, right now you see her always with a smile on her face, from ear to ear, all the time. Biggest smile. You can see it from far away. I swear. When she took her first like steps on her own and running, like, can you remember that? Like, she was just.
Yeah, I remember that her cousins, they're so awesome with her. They would play Ring Around the Rosies with her. She couldn't move though.
Yeah.
So they would just stand still and sing and just, do the movement. And it was the most amazing thing ever. I recorded it. I have to look for it, but I recorded it when she was actually walking and able to fall with them. Yeah. And she was just ecstatic. And all I can do is cry because she was able to start moving now. Yeah. But yeah.
Yep.
It was amazing.
That's crazy.
God's grace.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I'm telling you, these are some of the things that she was going through at the same time, pondering work, what she's gonna do, and it's just like, how were you able to manage all that? It's going through their marital issues, and it's a lot for someone to kind of go through. But you're here now, like you said, you found. When did you find your grace of God? We both grew up in the Catholic home. Wow, somewhat. My mom's religion
of a Catholic.
If you guys all know. For you to like grow up with that, and you grew up with it the longest from all of us, right? So I mean, you were there with
because we didn't know any better,
right?
And I believe that everyone has a time in their life where they want to follow something. They want to follow some type of belief. Yeah. For me, I've always believed in God because our mom brought us up that way, although it was a little different than everyone else. I was Believe it or not, when I try to explain to some people that in high school I was called a witch.
Yeah, people freak out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But I'm like, no.
Yeah.
Anyways, once I was married and I had the 2 boys, I was invited to go to Calvary Chapel, Golden Springs.
You're still there, right?
I'm still there.
Mm-hmm.
I remember the very first time I heard Pastor Rawl teach, and I was very upset.
Why?
Who the heck does he think he is to tell me what I can and cannot believe in? Who I cannot and cannot believe in?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, what? Who are you?
Yeah.
No. Yet I was asked to go again the next week, and I'm like, okay, let's see what he has to say this time.
Yeah, despite.
And then I just kept going because I kept getting invited. And eventually the stuff that he was saying was making sense. And I started reading the Bible myself. And everything just fell into place.
Yeah.
It all fell into place in order. And I don't know if you want me to talk about this or not, but
Whatever.
it was a few months, and maybe a couple of weeks to a few months, where I would listen to the radio, to Christian radio, talk, and just about every message that was on had to do with adultery.
Oh, okay.
And I'm just like, why is it was getting to me, like, frustrated. Like, teach me about God. Teach me more about, why does it have to be about adultery? I believe that the Lord was preparing me for when I was going to find out that my then husband was being unfaithful.
Yeah.
We didn't tell anybody.
Yeah, no.
We didn't tell anybody because I chose to forgive and make it work. This was prior to Dinah being born.
Oh, wow. Damn.
Yes.
That was bad.
I purposely chose to not tell anyone.
Yeah.
Because it's nobody's business. You don't need
Right,
to let...
that's what I was
Of
going to say.
course,
It's very
of course.
commendable.
Yeah.
nobody's
That's your business and your
Yep.
business alone. God.
Right.
Yeah.
So, moved on. We ended up moving back into the parents'
Yeah.
house. We were there for about 3 years because I ended up getting pregnant
Yeah.
with Dinah. And that's when I'm like, okay, I'm not doing this anymore with 3 kids under my parents' roof in 1 bedroom. Like, it's impossible. So I started pushing for us to get out, and that's when our parents purchased the second home and been living there since. But about a year and a half after that, I found out he was doing it again. And I just couldn't do it anymore.
Yeah.
I had to.
And so were you guys trying to work it out? When you were at my mom's?
I was trying to work it out.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah.
I mean,
One-sided, but yeah. So
Yeah.
you were hopeful still that your
right.
faith
So
now.
right. And everything I was literally in church. Once I decided, you know what? I'm a Christian. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Jesus, you died on the cross for me, for my sins.
Wait, is that called born again?
You're right.
Oh, okay.
Born again of the Spirit and water. That's when I just went full force. I mean, I would be reading and bawling because of everything that God did for us, everything that he went through for the love that he has for us.
Yeah.
It's like someone can actually love me that much. Mind you, I was going through all of this other stuff that wasn't feeling love, was feeling rejected. So to have someone that loves me, no matter who I am, no matter how I am, it's just, how could I not follow him?
Yeah.
So yeah, my faith was, I was there Monday, Tuesday, pretty much every day of the week. Maybe one day I wasn't there, like Saturdays. But I was pretty much there every single day of the week for one reason or another. So when we moved back into my parents' house, I don't know, I'm sure you believe in oppression. I felt like I was being oppressed, strongly oppressed. And I was slowly cutting back those days to where it was just on Sundays. And then eventually it just stopped. And that's when I was able to make the decision when we moved into my current home. And I found out that he was being unfaithful. That's when I was able to make the decision to just leave. Because as a Christian woman, you're not supposed to leave your spouse no matter what you're going through.
Right.
And you are actually permissible to divorce in the case of unfaithfulness. I didn't understand it the first time around, but I did the second time.
Yeah.
And that's why I decided that was it.
Yeah.
I'd rather be alone than to be in a loveless marriage where I'm always, what is he doing? Who is he with?
Right.
Trying to check his phone, trying to see what he's, that's not a life.
Yeah. And then there's so many people that take that other step, and that they stick it out, and they're there years in and years out, and they're probably still there with them, and they
Just
didn't
do
make
it for the kids.
for the kids, but yet the kids are already old, and they're still in there. It's like, why? Just leave, but they just stubbornness. I don't know what it is.
And then it
but
becomes a habit after
tradition.
Yeah.
that. It becomes a habit. Like you don't know how to
It's
live
unhealthy.
without that. Definitely.
It's unhealthy.
And I figured my kids are still young enough to where I'm able to live for them.
Yeah.
And not for the husband. So I'm gonna Dinah, because of everything that she was going through, I was focused on her. Every single week we would go to downtown LA, remember, for doctor's appointments to get casts to shape her feet.
Yeah.
So I focused pretty much all of my attention on her, and then on the boys as well. And it took my mind off of whatever I was going through. But you still fall into a depression regardless. People don't understand it, but it happened.
Yeah.
And then eventually I was able to get out of it. And
how I mean, you hid it very well. If you were depressed, how were you able to mask it? I mean, did you just have to fake it?
do you remember working at Small World?
Oh, okay.
Okay, do you remember what they would tell us? Smile even if it hurts.
Yeah.
Small World.
It's a Small World. Remember that
In the mall. It was a little store in the mall.
The novelty store that they had with the black room in the back.
And I think just as being a mother,
Right.
you have little eyes watching you.
But but then there's some people that can't get past it.
Yeah.
And I think because I knew of God and I knew my responsibility as a mother, I had to remember to smile regardless of what was going on. And I'm pretty, what is the word? I don't share everything that I'm going through with people, because I am very aware that once it gets into someone's ears, it can spread like wildfire.
Yeah.
And if I don't want anybody to know, I will not share it. There's only very few people that I can share with, and I know it'll stay in it, where it should be. But yeah, I was smiling. Yeah, I was faking it.
Yeah.
I was faking it.
Wow. Well, shit. There's a lot of things that I just found out today.
Yeah. Well, check this out. Just from hearing your story, I never knew that. Well, I would never know that.
Right.
But you're afraid of success.
Yeah.
Listening to these stories, the only thing I could really see of failure was maybe your marriage. Okay? You had Adonis go through what he went through. You had your little girl, what was her name? Dinah. She went through what she went through. You seem fine and healthy. All your kids seem fine and healthy. There's nothing failure about that.
Yeah.
Your whole family is just rooted in achievements and so going forward, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of failure.
Yeah.
Because you just look at Adonis.
Right.
Look at your little girl
Yeah.
running. You know what I mean? And
Thank you.
take this and run with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
Yeah.
There you go. And I think on that note,
Yeah.
we're gonna end this. I mean, is there anything else that you want to cover? Any other issues?
I mean, I didn't even know what we were going to talk about.
Exactly. That's what it was. Just a
Thank you
conversation.
for coming on then, Sandra.
Thank you for having me.
And one more time
Yeah.
for everybody that's watching and listening,
Your Facebook.
Your Facebook.
Sandras, sown to serve.
Sandra's Zone to Serve.
Soon on Instagram.
Yes.
Soon
on
to be
Instagram.
coming soon.
Awesome.
Well, there you go. Thanks for coming out.
Thank
This
you.
is for you. We got a little thing for you right
Thank
here.
you.
And
He did not sew it, but he made it.
I did not sew it. I ironed it on. It is crooked, so I'll make you another one. That's gonna be your
Classic.
workout one, and then I'll hook you up with another one
Well,
next time.
you do realize I don't really wear shirts other than to work out in.
Oh, well, there you go.
we're
That's
good.
right. Yeah,
I'll keep
she's
that.
vintage,
Yes,
so I
yeah.
forgot. I should have got a vintage one.
Yeah.
I'll look for a vintage like poodle skirt.
Or you can
type
get
of
me
thing.
the little logo and I'll iron it on one of
There
my
we
circle
go.
skirt.
Even better.
No,
I'll
no,
get
no,
that
not in a
circle skirt.
Oh, I
like
don't know.
Laverne and Shirley. The
Oh,
L,
okay.
So I
Oh,
can
okay,
do
yeah.
All
that.
right.
Yeah,
We'll
that's
hook you up with one
All right,
before you leave
sounds
today.
good.
Right on.
All right. Well, there you have it. I'm Fitty.
I'm Izzy.
This is how we talk.
See you later, guys.